these stories just keep on happening. Like elementary school teachers that have OnlyFans, cops that have OnlyFans. But this time, it's honestly worse than all of those stories. This mom was banned from her own son's school. It's a Christian school, because she was advertising her OnlyFans page on the back of her car with a sticker decal that shows OnlyFans.com. She goes by Piper Fawn on the platform. But this is getting coverage right now because the school had to respond. Other parents were complaining about it. And now she is banned from picking her kids up from school, at least in that car. I mean, she could pick them up through some other means, but don't advertise your OnlyFans while you're at it. I think that's a reasonable request. So this woman is Michelle Klein. She's 35 years old. She's now forced to walk her children across a busy street to get them to class. Oh, that must be so hard for you.
The real thing is, why wouldn't she get just like one of those removable stickers that you can
have like magnetic?
Yeah. Or just don't.
I'm just thinking
do OnlyFans. Or just don't advertise it on your car that your children are in. Some parents want her family expelled from the school. It's called Liberty Christian Preparatory School.
It's not the kids' fault.
That is so embarrassing.
No, it's not. It's not their fault. But I mean, what else are they supposed to do? Like, this is a private school. They can kind of expel whoever they want. She's defending her decision, though. She said, I don't think it's right. People are going to be offended by all sorts of things, different bumper stickers, whatever. But at the end of the day, this is something that supports my family. I mean, it would be different if you were a dentist and you had a sticker that has your dental practice on the back of your car. But you are a digital prostitute and you really don't deserve the same privileges as the rest of society. But it's a really radical opinion these days. So don't listen to me. I'm crazy, right?
Yes.
I mean, especially because it wouldn't be acceptable if it were a public school or a secular school, but really, your kid goes to a Christian school. You're paying for that. And you expected this to go over well?
I'm paying for this school, and I should be allowed to advertise my porn at your school because I'm paying for it, she says.
Yeah, and she says, it's only me and my husband. No one else is brought in, male or female. We always were into cameras in the bedroom. So we said, hey, let's make some money off this. And now she says she makes up to $20,000 per month.
I love how money is used as the justifying factor in this. Like that makes it good.
I mean, the fact that she was advertising the OF on the back of her car is proof that the money isn't really what she's in it for. She's in it for the attention. Even if it's negative attention. This is narcissistic behavior. It's all feedback because they don't care whether it's negative or positive. They just want attention. They just want the response. They want to anger people. They want to shock people. I mean, do you think I'm reading into it too much? Am I psychoanalyzing too much?
She probably has some main character syndrome.
Yeah, like that's that on steroids. She's also really dumb because she sent a picture of her car to the New York Post that has her license plate number in full view. So we're not going to show that on the screen.
Yes, I cropped that out.
But why would you send that? Why would you send that to the New York Post, lady? And it's not just some small thing either. It's just plastered across the back windshield. Like, the whole thing. It's huge.
This
Can't
is only going to
it.
get her more subscribers. This works in her favor.
I think that she was calculating that I'm going to do this. It's going to make other parents mad. Then this will get news coverage and it will point people to my OF.
I don't even think it's that deep. I think that she expects that to sell the subscription. I don't think she thought of she just doesn't see anything wrong with having it on there at a school.
Is she just like that low IQ?
I think that's a more likely explanation here. Is that people like you're kind of trying to get into a deeper, more philosophical idea behind what's right and wrong. I don't know if the average person these days, they're just not thinking that deeply about it.
I do think there are some moms who get pleasure and satisfaction from knowing that their friends, that their kids' friends are like attracted to them.
That was the whole. I mean,
so
that's
maybe
where
she's
the
trying
term
to.
MILF came from.
This is awful.
American Pie.
I mean, she even acknowledged that other students already know what she does.
She probably is like gratified by that type of attention from kids.
She's a creep.
Yeah.
Okay. She said there were whispers, noting she has 2 children in the school. That's one in elementary school and one in middle school. Kids would make jokes about it, but nothing serious. Yeah, it's nothing serious when you're not the child who's getting bullied for having a prostitute mother. That was the point I made on the whatever podcast originally that got like so many views, because it's just like, this is common sense, people. Like, how did you not consider, I mean, this is just the culture we live in. Like, you don't consider what anyone else thinks. You're just going to, do whatever floats your boat and F everyone else, even if it's your own family members that face the consequences. And there should be consequences for this. I mean, it's not like I'm happy about it if her kids get kicked out of this school, but I mean, the consequences are really on her. It's her fault, not the parents for complaining.
Those consequences have been rendered. She has to walk farther to pick her kids up from school. So that's the consequences she makes. She's also going to make a hell of a lot more money because of this. So she actually wins from this ordeal.
She probably does.
She's like, look, the walking extra steps will keep me in great shape, and I'm making more money. Joke's on you, conservatives.
She's just going to get a shirt now that advertises her.
So I believe this other parent is making TikToks about this situation. And she said, she can do what she wants on her own time. I have no problem with that, but we're talking about a school and kids seeing that. This is a different issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you look at me. You know me. I'm the one here who says, like, I don't really care what any of these people do. I don't care if you want to do as an adult. If you want to make porn, I don't really care. But I don't think that you have the right to advertise it around children. I think that as a society, the least we could do is try to protect the children. I know that is a hot take these days.
Yeah, but especially because you're like paying to be a part of an insular religious community, which obviously has moral objections to it, and you're purposefully like provoking the people who are trying to isolate their kids from these influences. And that's like harming all of the people in that community. And I think that's what she was doing on purpose.
Andrina in the chat says 1,000 viewers currently. She's got at least one new subscriber from this. That's honestly could be true. I have no idea.
Meaning you, or
no, I just saying, like, there's like, not everybody who watches this show would necessarily even agree with us on everything, and I encourage that, you shouldn't just watch content from people you agree with. There's probably somebody who doesn't necessarily agree with our position on this one, but it is interesting because we do live in a time now where, because of the internet, these types of stories are very, very common, and it's because they're human interest pieces, right? Like we've had several stories of of teachers who have OnlyFans that get caught and then fired, and you wouldn't believe the amount of comments that say, like, there's no reason they shouldn't be allowed to have one. And I'm like, I don't think that you should be stopped from having an OnlyFans as an adult unless you're teaching children. Then you probably shouldn't be allowed to do both at the same time, nor should you probably be allowed to hire someone to do that if they've done it previously. Like, I don't think that's shocking.
I don't think anyone really said that those teachers shouldn't be allowed to start an OnlyFans if they want, but what you're trying to govern is how people around them respond to it, which is insane. Like, this is why private freedom of association exists, right? If the parents of the students don't want you associating with their children, they're well within their rights to lobby for your resignation. Yeah. And whether it's a public school or a private school, I think that should apply. And
we do live in a culture now where you're supposed to now validate everything somebody does all the time, right? Like, people want to be able to live their life extremely publicly online, but not expect there to be anyone. Because what they do is they both post it online and say, why do you care if it's none of your business? Why do you care? Well, you're making it.
You're shoving it in everyone's face.
You've put it into the public sphere, and anytime you choose to live publicly, you have to accept that the world is not going to always work the way that you want it to. You're going to open yourself up to both the people who support you, but also the people who don't like what you're doing either. And I don't think that that's unreasonable.
It's such an obtuse question, too. I hate that. Like, why do you care so much? Like, I don't know. Because we live in a society, and the things that people do affect other people.
We live in a society.
Yep. The Joker was right. And this is just more proof of that. You also sent me this story about another OnlyFans woman, Paige Van Zandt.
Yeah.
A former UFC fighter. She was offered $50,000 by one of her subscribers to cut off a lock of her hair. And I assume send it to him?
Yes, yeah, and nail clippings as well.
Ew. Gross.
The world.
How
is
much hair?
The
Just curious.
world is a weird and crazy place, ladies and gentlemen.
Ugh. Just like I wonder what will get us back to some sanity in this culture. I'm just saying, like, I know it's rage baiting content, like this is outrage marketing, but it's true that the world is getting crazier and crazier. The world is a crazier place than it used to be.
I still don't know if I agree with that. I feel like the internet just means that we see more of it and we push it to the foreground, and these people were always there. We got a $50 one there from Disco
Thank you.
Jensen.
It's not enough to have a father in the home. A strong father is needed. A true Christian father wouldn't be degenerate enough to allow and create content with his wife. Those kids are more high risk than if it was a single mother home in the hood.
Think so? Think that's true?
Yeah. I mean,
I do.
she admitted that they're getting bullied for this.
Yep.
And she's just like, oh, it's no big deal because I get to do what I want and I get to gratify my desires and I get to enrich myself. So, and according to me, it's not serious. But we'll see how that turns out when they turn 18.
I will, however, sell a lock of my hair for $50,000.
I probably would too. I'm not gonna lie.
If you want a lock of my hair, and
I'm not gonna let. Oh no! If you want to do some weird like witchcraft ritual with my hair,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I am not gonna.
I'm
even
completely okay if you want to do witchcraft
allow the
with my hair.
possibility.
Doesn't bother me. Don't
They're
care.
gonna curse you, Brett.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.